This is continuation of lesson 85. This is problem 11. So we're multiplying radicals. You distribute the number outside the radical and you distribute under the radical. So 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 12 under the radical is 24 minus 8 times 3 is 24 outside the radical. 3 times 8 under the radical. No, I'm sorry, 2 times 8 under the radical is 16. Now we simplify our radicals. So the square root of 24 is really the square root of 4 times 6. I can take the square root of 4. It is 2. So I multiply 15 times 2, and my 6 stays under the radical. I can unsquare 16. It is actually 4. So that's 24 times 4. So that's minus, let's see, that's 16, that's 96. 15 times 2 is 30, so it's 30 square root of 6 minus 96. That is number 11. Number 12 says in your book, what is the domain and the range? And this is number 12, page 356. Your domain is your x value. So the smallest x value is -3. The largest x value is 3. So x has to be greater than or equal to -3, and it has to be less than or equal to 3. So your domain is all reals such that -3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3. Your range is your y values. The smallest y value that this graph goes to is -2. The highest is +2. So your range is all real such that y has to be greater than -2 and or equal to -2 and less than or equal to +2. So it's all real such that -2 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 2. Number 17 is a scientific number problem. So it says simplify 4,000 times 10 to the -23 times 0.000. I gotta make sure that's how many zeros there are. 2, 3, 35. 35 times 10 to the 15 all over 5,000 times 10 to the 5th. First thing I do is I write them in proper scientific form. So looking at this first number, it's going to be 4.0 times 10, and I'm moving the decimal back 3, but that's a +3. -23 plus 3 is -20. And then I look at the next one, it's going to be 3.5, and I move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's negative because it has to go back to the negative position. So it's times 10 to 15 minus 4, which is 11, all over 5.0. The decimal's here. I move it 3, but it's a +3 because of where it has to return to its original position. So that's times 10 to the 8th. Now I can look at this individually, my values and my tens with the exponents. Times 10 to the -20 times 10 to the 11th all over 10 to the 8th. And if I multiply 4 times 3.5 and divide it by 5, I have 2.8. So this is 2.8 times 10. Now remember, with my tens, multiplication is addition, so -20 plus 11, that leaves me with -9. So that's -9. Division is subtraction, so that's -9 minus 8, which is negative 17. And so here's my number, 2.8 times 10 to the negative 17th. That's 17. 18 is a distance problem, much like what we did in class today. The problem says, the rate of r time of r plus 60 equals the rate of m times the time of m. And the next equation says the time of, I guess those are k's, but I'm going to keep them as m's, as r's. The time of r is 3, so I'm going to substitute that in. And then it says the time of m is 2, so I'll substitute that in for time of m. Then I have this other equation, r plus rm equals 125. I'm going to solve for r and substitute that in. So I'll subtract rm on both sides. I'm left with r equals 125 minus rm. So I'm going to leave my r in this original equation. But no, I'm not. I'm going to substitute this in for r. I was thinking I was going the other direction. So I'm going to substitute 125 minus rm into this equation and leave rm over here. Now, coming down, I have 125 times 3, which is 375. I'm distributing the 3 to both terms. 3 times negative rm is negative 3 rm. Then I have my plus 60 equals 2. Sorry, on the other side it's 2 rm. Now, I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have 375 and 60, which is 435. So that's 435 minus 3 rm equals 2 rm. I'm going to move this rm to the other side by doing the inverse operation. The inverse of subtraction is addition. And I'm left with 435 equals 5 rm. Dividing by 5 on both sides, rm is 87. All right, that's the rate of rm. Now I go back to this equation right here and solve for rm, which says r plus rm is 125. So r, which is really k, right, plus 87 for rm is 125. I take 125 minus 87 to solve for rm, and the value of rr is 38. There are my two rates. Okay? Now, we'll go on to 22. Trying to finish this video because I can only upload a certain size video to YouTube. All right, here I have x plus 2 over 3. I'm on page 357 minus 2x plus 8 over 7 equals 4. All right, 3 and 7 are my denominators. My common denominator is 21. That's what I'm going to multiply each term by. Before I multiply, I simplify. 3 goes into 3, 1, into 21, 7. I distribute. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 2 is 14. When I have a minus sign, I open a parentheses. But before I multiply, I simplify. 7 goes into 7 1, into 23 3 times. Now I distribute the 3 to both terms. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 8 is 24. And 4 times 21 is 84. This is probably where you had a problem, is carrying this negative to both terms. So we have 7x plus 14 minus a positive 6x is negative, minus a positive 24 is a negative. I'm going to combine my like terms on both sides. 7x minus 6x is just 1x. 14 minus 24 is negative 10 equals 84. I'm going to add 10 on both sides. X is equal to 94. And that is my solution for 22. Okay? 23 is similar to it, except that we have mixed numbers. It's 4 2/3 x minus 1/5 equals 3 2/3. All right. I'm going to start this problem in the next video because how long this video is getting.